Alright, my RNG was not working out at all today, so I figured instead, let me just talk about RNG, mostly so that I remember all this, if I put it down in a video, but maybe it'll help you out. If you're new to the game, don't watch this. You really don't need to know this. It's completely like extraneous information if you're just trying to have fun, but maybe you'll get something out of this. Like I said, this is really more for me to remember what the heck I'm talking about, or when I try to come back and play this later. But anyway, I'm going to take level 1 weapons, mostly to strangle the trait pool as much as possible, so there's only 2 empty trait slots total in this weapon set. I'm going to put the game on, I think, challenging sounds good. I don't really want to pull my hair out playing Nightmare with level 1 weapons right now. But basically, the game is set up into 3 tiers. Again, if you haven't beaten the game, don't watch this. It's really not worth it. If you're trying to get into speedrunning, maybe this is kind of something that might be helpful. But the game has 3 tiers, right? Each tier has a boss at the end. So the first boss is the spoiler, Ether Horror number 1. The second boss is the 2 empowered captains. And the third is the Ether Horror final boss fight. So each tier has a pool of RNG that does carry over into the next one if you don't deplete that pool. In the tier that you're... So if you start in tier 1, you don't deplete the pool. What's left over will carry over into tier 2 and then again into tier 3. So, for example, there's 1 combo shard, or I think shard of guile, available per tier. If you don't pick it up in tier 1, it will show up again in tier 2. Granted, it's just an RNG pool, so it's not necessarily going to show up first or anything like that. And then if you're really unlucky and it doesn't show up again in tier 2, or neither show up in tier 2, there will be 3 available in tier 3. So again, there's 3 total throughout the game, 1 in each tier, and that carries over. So I spoiled the combo shard for you. There's 1 per tier. Same thing for the dash shard. There's 1 available per tier. 2 power-ups, those are these things, available per tier. And I think
other forges must have survived the calamity.
Rude. I was talking here.
Why can't I reach them?
Thank you. So I think that's the big 3. The traits, I have no idea how to manipulate quite yet. Most I can do is just fill in the slots so they don't pop up again. Same thing with health shards. So for this I have 3 total health. So if I take 2 health shards of any sort, guard, trait, health shards. If I take any shards, health, guard, or trait, and I get myself down to 1 health, obviously they won't appear again. So I'm going to run through this and maybe do some editing magic, just kind of like fast forward through me doing the fighting, just to kind of show you what I'm talking about. Okay, if there's any weird splicing, again, that's just me trimming the video so you don't have to watch me fight through all that. Okay, so here's our first room. Now, if I take this one, unfortunately, it'll kind of ruin the demo a little bit because it's opening up another possibility for a trait, so we're not going to take that. But here we go. We're going to take the first super... What is it actually called? I guess it's just called Enhanced Super. I thought maybe it had a neat name. I think I'm going to put it on the Heart Seeker just so I have Powered Strike some more. But now we took 1, so there should be 1 more left in this tier somewhere. So let's keep going. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, so 2 traits. I mean, both of these kind of suck, to be honest. But anyway, you know what? Blocking's good. So we'll just take this. Honestly, I don't know why I'm even bothering to look. We're just demonstrating it here. So, now we've filled up our trait slots. So actually, I was a little wrong earlier, right? So I said there would be 1 other power-up, super power-up in this level. We're not going to see it now, obviously, because we've strangled all of our trait sockets. So there is 1 theoretically in the RNG pool. However, it's not going to be able to show up because there's no room for it. So there shouldn't be any more traits that show up, shouldn't be any more supers that show up. Although theoretically, like I said, there is 1 more super in this tier we could have picked up if we had a slot for it. So now I think this one we should start seeing. We would have to see dash or shards of ferocity, or shards of guile, combo shards, or we're going to see shards. Oops, whoa, my arm. Health guard or more trait shards. So let's see. One more thing to note. So in speedrunning, generally you're going to try to get your health down to 1 for a couple reasons. One is to strangle the RNG pool as much as possible. The other reason is if you're using the duelist edge, or what I call the toothpick. I hate it. I don't use it. It's just not for me. Obviously, you don't want to get hit. If you have, or if you picked up pristine, if you have 1 health left and you do get hit during the run, again, duelist edge people, whatever you do, you. If you're using the heart splitter, you can kind of work through it because you will get that health back at the end of the level. Obviously, you can't go into the kind of the death stage. There's a name for it. I'm not sure what it is, but it'll automatically refill your health at the end of the stage. So that's the other reason why, and the third reason, sorry, is because you don't want health items to appear in here because you're just adding to the RNG pool. You want as little variables as possible. So like I said, here is the Shard of Ferocity, or the Dash Shard as I call it. I can't remember the names of anything. So I'm going to pick it up, and that's going to get rid of it for this tier. Obviously, here's a health addition. I don't know how many of those you can pick up. I've seen a lot, but there's no limit as far as I can tell. Okay. So, now we have 2, what are they called? Shard of Courage and Shard of Foresight? Yeah, okay, gotcha. So I don't want to pick this up again because it'll give me an additional slot, and it'll kind of open up the trait pullback, the super pullback. I don't really want that right now. So I'm going to take the Shard of Guile, which is the combo limit. So here's my 1 per this tier. So if I take this, I won't see another one this tier. The only way I could increase my combo would be by picking up what is it? Combo limit +2 frenzied. Obviously I can't see that because, or I won't be able to see it because traits aren't showing up right now. So we won't see that at all. But it would be the only other way I could increase my combo during this tier. So let's take this. So I've gotten rid of the Shard of Ferocity. I've gotten rid of the Shard of Guile. I have filled up both of my supers. Both of my trait slots with a super and a trait. So the only thing left now is either Ether, health upgrade, or shards that would reduce my health and improve my guard, my health, my traits, blah, 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 blah. So we'll see what we get. Alright. Don't be a Shard of Foresight, please. Okay. So, I wouldn't have guessed this would happen. So, again, I'm going to take one of these. I'm going to take one of these two, because I, again, don't want to take that one, as it would make traits and the potential 1 super upgrade start showing up again. Just because I can't resist this. I'm going to take this one. Alright. Okay, so hopefully it gives me... okay, so this throws things off a little bit because I'm going to take this. If this had been one of the other two, it would have worked out, but that's okay. It's okay. So we'll take this. It's going to give me an additional slot, so now you're probably going to see traits start popping up again, potentially the 1 super left in this tier show up again, but we won't see any more shards like this in the game unless I pick up a health upgrade. Now, fun fact, obviously I restarted this iteration of the tiers, so the boss is going to show up. If I hadn't done that, and I had restarted from a point where I had played this before and beaten him, it actually won't reset the tier RNG. I keep saying tier, I mean T-I-E-R. So if I had gotten to this point and I would just, see those husks flying around, it actually wouldn't reset the tier RNG. However, since I'm going to beat him, it will reset the tier RNG into tier 2. Again, if I were to play this again, and he wasn't here, it was just the husks, I would actually still be in tier 1 RNG. For speedrunning purposes, not really too important because you're always going to beat all the bosses, but just kind of an interesting little, I guess, tidbit of information. Also, for those interested in speedrunning with the Heart Splitter, you can take a hit here. It really, and as long as you don't have pristine, although at this point it's not really getting used too often, I would think you should be able to kill mostly everything with one combo, or one full combo. So, you know, feel free to get hit here because your health is going to come back at the end of the round. Okay, so again, we're gonna get into tier 2 RNG now. So the Shard of Guile's back, the Shard of Ferocity's back. Look at that, just like I predicted. So these two are gonna be back. So obviously I'm gonna take the combo shard. Why wouldn't I? So now I've taken two, one in tier 1 and now into tier 2. So I won't see another one of these particular shards until tier 3. Okay, so it must know I'm not speedrunning. I can't resist taking this again. So before I just kind of like by habit take that, here is a super upgrade. So there are currently 3 of these theoretically in the RNG pool where I stand right now because I didn't take one in tier 1, and there are 2 that would be available in tier 2. However, I can't resist taking pristine, so I'm just going to take it to fill out this trait spot that I opened up when I took the Shard of Foresight earlier. So now that I've taken this, we will no longer see any traits or any more super upgrades. And we won't get any more Shards of Foresight because I have 1 health. I can't get down to 0 health unless I would take a health upgrade, but that would kind of ruin this whole thing. Okay, so I believe it's going to be a Shard of Ferocity and, yep, a health upgrade and an Ether. So now, maybe I should have pulled off a magic trick, but, you know, I'm already explaining it. So now that I've taken this, I've literally strangled the entire RNG pool for tier 2. So the only thing that can appear from this point until I beat the tier 2 boss, the 2 empowered captains, is going to be health upgrades and Ether. So let's test out the theory. I'm going to be really embarrassed if I'm wrong, but I think I'm going to be good. So let's move on to the next room. Okay, let's see if I'm right. This should be a health upgrade and Ether. There we go. So like I said, there's literally nothing that the game can output to me right now except these 2 things. So if I were to take this, then obviously I would start seeing Shards of Courage, Shards of Foresight, whatever the guard one is called that I can't remember right now. Those would start appearing again. Then obviously if I took a Shard of Foresight, the traits would start appearing again, blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So by taking this Ether, I'm basically remaining at my status quo. And this will essentially continue until I get to tier 3, and then we'll repeat the whole process again. At this point of tier 3, the game will put back into the pool 1 Shard of Guile and 1 Shard of Ferocity. Those are the combo and the dash shards. And then, you know, I would take both of those things, and it would continue to output to me 1 health upgrade and then 1 Ether after I pick up those 2 things until I reach the end of the game. So, obviously, you know, you can game RNG to a degree. You're still going to gamble at certain points once you have more than 1 or multiple trait slots, but it's just kind of something to think about as you play through the game. Maybe when it comes down to a Shard of Ferocity, which you generally don't want to see speedrunning, it's not really the best thing ever, or maybe a trait that is not like top tier, like that you don't really want. Maybe take the Shard of Ferocity because at least then you get rid of it in that tier, and it won't continue on to the next tier. So maybe it's best to just take it now and then kind of eat it before it goes and messes up your tier 3. So just something to think about. And again, so there's 3 Shards of Ferocity and 3 Shards of Guile available per entire run. So some quick math. I started with 3 combo, I think. I think that's right. Yeah. Combo limit plus 3. Oh, sorry, it would have been +1, but I picked up 2. So you always know what your ending dash and ending combo total can be, not counting frenzy, not counting the +2 combo trait. So you can always take your starting thing +3, and that's your total combo available per run. If you're not lucky, or yeah, if you're unlucky and you don't pick a frenzy, which I've seen like maybe under 10 times. And then your dash impact, just add 15 to your lowest, and that'll be like the highest you can get. And there's no other way to increase that number. There's no like frenzied equivalent for dash impact. There's Juggernaut, but you won't see that added, that percentage added. I think it's 25% added to your total. So anyway, I hope that was helpful. This was just kind of a snapshot into how RNG functions in this game. I have no idea how to game the traits. If I knew that, my runs would be a lot better, and I wouldn't be complaining in the beginning of this video how RNG isn't behaving for me. But anyway, if you know anything else or you want to share with the Discord, please let me know. Or if I'm wrong, please let me know. This is just how I think the game works. I could be completely off my rocker. Very possible. So just let me know. And yeah, hopefully you find this helpful. And if you're new, why did you watch this video? Like, go play the game and have fun. This is unnecessary. This is just to drive you crazy at night when your speedruns aren't working well. So anyway, if you do have any questions, just feel free to let me know. I appreciate it, and thank you guys. Good luck.